Hello, how are we feeling? Mercury is out of the microwave, but is your heart out of the microwave? Let's find out together. Okay, hang on. Whoop. Hi. Okay, it's time for the Witchy Weather Report. I am live in 4 places. I'm about to be live in 5 places. TikTok is always last. Uh, TikTok would be last if I had more of my regular people on TikTok. Uh, is that a thing people say? Probably not. Anyway, TikTok may not happen today because I remember it wasn't loading for me the other day. Let's find out. Happy Witchy Weather Report, everybody. Okay, cool. I'm going to be reading. Hi, Kaylee. Kaylee's here. I'm going to be reading from the Shadowscapes Tarot, which is right behind me. I know, Kaylee, you're very correct. Would you like to do a cameo? Come here. Okay. This is Shadowscapes Tarot. It's by Stephanie Puy-Moon Law, and she's really neat. It's a really pretty tarot deck. Look how pretty. We're going to be pulling a card for all of us. Okay, yeah, I don't know why, but TikTok doesn't want to work on my iPad. Now is not the moment to troubleshooting. You're getting me in 4 places. Hey, Ondine, how you doing? Okay, so we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. I'm going to share this broadcast on Facebook in a few places. If you are tuned in, hey, Mary Jane, how are you? If you are tuned in, please feel free to give this broadcast a share. Yeah, here we go. Because that's what I'm about to do. Yeah, dropping a cat in the chat. The secret code. Kaylee just dropped herself in the chat behind me. Hi, Kaylee. The secret code, if you would like me to pull a card for you, is to drop a cat in the chat. Put a cat emoji or write the word meow, and I will pull a card for you. And we just do this because sometimes there are internet scammers who they do searches for words like pull a card or tarot, and you can't avoid them 100%. But when we drop a cat in the chat, it confuses their search and they don't know to scam us. And if anyone ever messages you or comments at you and is like, DM me, I will pull a card for you, that's not me. I don't do that. If you want to get a reading with me, you have to reach out to me. I will send you to a link. I will talk to you. You'll know that it's me. You can do like tests to make sure it's really Rory. I am not a scammer who will ever say, DM me for your reading. You get your reading right now, live in real time. You don't have to send me, there's a virtual tip jar, but you don't have to send me a tip. So if someone's in your DMs or if someone is in your comments, like Venmo me for your reading, DM me for your reading, it's not me. I won't do that. So I just want you to know, because sometimes scammers happen and I don't ever want you to be taken in. Okay. Hey Judith, meowy morning, how are you? Okay, I'm sharing the video on the Spacebooks. I'm typing Witchy Weather Report. Click through to the main video. Okay. We see I see happy cat faces in the chat. Kaylee's done. Kaylee, I guess, has requested a card because she did drop a cat into the chat, so I will be pulling a card for Kaylee as well. Kaylee is a card. Let's just be real about that. So I'm sharing this in a couple places because I've noticed that Facebook doesn't share my broadcasts anymore. Facebook, I think, doesn't really care about live video very much anymore. So that's like fine. I'm just, I've noticed it. And I would love for you to answer me these questions 3. Question number 1. Where are you tuned in from today? I am broadcasting live from Cayleytown, USA. Kaylee's out there. This is all Kaylee's place. I just work here. I'm on Long Island in New York. Question: if anyone ever tells you they're in Long Island, don't trust them. They're probably 6 feet under. They're in the ground. What are you going to do? It's on Long Island. It's an island. You're on it. Question number 2. What are you sipping on today? I am sipping on Bowl and Basket purified water. Ooh, bougie. Question number 3. How are you feeling today? I want to know the real answer. For real, for real, for real. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? We get vulnerable and we share and we support each other on my broadcasts. I'm feeling a little loopy because I'm sleep deprived, because it's that time of year where I get a little bit sleep deprived. But I'm feeling really happy to be here and reading for you all. I'm feeling really delighted that Mercury is out of the microwave, and I too hope to be out of the microwave soon. I'm done. I'm beeping. I'm ready. All right. I've shared the broadcast in a couple places. If you're tuned in and you would be so lovely as to share the broadcast too, to let people know that the Witchy Weather Report is a happening, that would be delightful. Hey, Hidden, how are you? It's good to see you. Hidden's tuned in from comfy blanket couch, sipping on orange-flavored electrolyte water. Delightful. Feeling sleepy and fuzzy, but slowly waking up. Big mood. Should she be dealt with, Kaylee? There's no dealing with Kaylee. Huntington, raspberry seltzer. Ooh, raspberry seltzer. You're working. Ew, I'm sorry you're working. I guess I'm technically working too, but I love my work, so it's okay. Shaolin. How do you say it? Is it Shaolin? Is it Shaolin? I feel like it's Shaolin, but tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Coffee. Been knocked down and shaking myself off. Everybody send some good energy to Andine, please. Judith is on her couch, not in her couch, drinking the energy vitamin water and oddly awake. I know that feeling. It is odd sometimes. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for everybody. Then I'm going to start pulling cards for the individuals. But first, we're going to get a collective card. But I want to ask you, how did Mercury retrograde treat you? Because we're out. We're out. It might still be, it's still, I don't know, shadow or shade or whatever. It's throwing shade. It's continuing to throw shade. I'm continuing to throw shade. Relatable. But it's out. It's no longer in retrograde. It turned direct on the 23rd. We're out of the microwave. How does it feel to be out of the microwave? How did it feel to be in the microwave? Did Mercury retrograde give you any good insights? Because although Mercury retrograde teaches us things the way a cat knocks drinks off of a table, it does teach us things. It is red. It is trying to give us something. Shao? I got it right. Okay, good. And I definitely felt that Mercury retrograde knocked me on my ass when I was trying to rush, when I was trying to do too many things at once. And it pointed me towards like shadow work about my trauma. But I did feel like it, it was trying to teach me. It was just doing so annoyingly. How about you? Worst Mercury retrograde ever. A bold remark from Jay-Z. Tuning in from couch. Hey B, how you doing? Sipping on coffee with protein chocolate milk. Wild. You are the drink master. Coffee with protein chocolate milk. You're a genius. Feeling frustrated because of the institutions making things out of my control. Untenable. Biggest fucking mood B. Yes. That mofo went into the microwave on your birthday. Oh my God, so rude. So rude. Ew. All right, hydration checkpoint. Then I'm pulling us all a card. I think enough of us has tuned in. I usually vamp a little while. Oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish. New boss is getting you help. Yay, we love that. End of retrograde. And work will no longer give me a heart attack. I love that. That's a good Mercury retrograde gift. Okay, I'm pulling a card for all of us. This is our card, our advice for the month of August. Friends, it's the Eight of Swords. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. I do feel like the Eight of Swords is like the tarot being like, stop hitting yourself. But it is. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. We believe ourselves to be stuck when the Eight of Swords come up. We believe ourselves to be at the mercy of external circumstances. But the little hummingbird on this card, look at this big swan who's kind of in the brambles and there's swords behind her. And the little hummingbird is coming along and shedding light on the situation. Birds are often messengers in the tarot. And saying, you're not stuck. Here's a light so you can see better. You're not stuck, right? It's just a little tangly. You can actually get yourself out. And if you look closely at the swan, I'm holding her up for you, you could see it's a little tangly. It's not impossible. She's just so stressed that she doesn't realize that there's a way out. And that's the message of the Eight of Swords. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. Calm your nervous system. Be kind to yourself so that you can use your full capacity and understand, oh, there is a way out. Oh, I'm not stuck. I'm cleaning my glasses about that. So that's our message for the month of August. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. And a more helpful version of that is understand that you have absolutely everything you need to get yourself through or out of this situation that you're in the right way. You just don't feel like you do. Maybe you have trauma. Maybe you've been gaslit. Maybe you have learned not to trust yourself. Maybe you're so activated that you don't understand, that you can't see the obvious way out in front of you because you're too stressed and nervous. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. Understand that you have the power to unstick yourself. You have the power to free yourself. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's the message for August. You have the power. The only thing you have to do is slow down and breathe until you can see it. That's literally it. When you slow down and breathe, you will see. Shadowscapes today, such a vibe. Yeah, I felt it was calling to me. I had a last minute phone tarot reading last night. Like very last minute. Like it was, it happened to be the moment I got home, someone was ready for a reading and I was like, I'm home. Perfect time. And Shadowscapes was right there. So that's the one that I read with. And I was like, yeah, it's a Shadowscapes day. B says, I just had the thought. This sure feels like an Eight of Swords moment, but I can choose a different option even if it's going to mean hard work. That is kind of the Eight of Swords. All right, I'm going to start pulling cards for everybody. Our card for the month of August is the Eight of Swords. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. What you need to do is slow down and breathe and tend to yourself so that you can see things clearly and you will quickly realize you're not stuck. You have the tools. You have the tools to move forward. That's for everybody. That is for everybody to know. Also, Witchy Weather Report in a general weather sense, because I read for a lot of people a lot of times, and this is really like summer through October is my busy season. I've been doing a lot of readings for a lot of people. Here's what I see. There's big beginnings and endings energy happening right now. And beginnings and endings mean that some people are on the fade out of an ending. Some people are kind of emotionally living there. Some people are on the fade in of a beginning and they're emotionally living there. Many of us are just in the back and forth. And we're like, is this one step forward, two steps back? Am I not really making progress? Like, chill, you're in the fade, right? When a DJ fades out one song and fades in the other, and for a moment they're like, whoop, and if they're a really good DJ, you're like, whoa, that was cool. And then you're in the new song. And we're not all the way in the new song yet for a lot of us. We're not all the way in the new chapter. So be aware, though, that we're moving into it. As we move into the school year, for those, the school year is no longer relevant to my life, but we all still know what it is. We all went through it. As we move into the school year, we're going to get more and more in the new energy, in the new chapter energy, in the new song energy. Many people are going after dreams and desires that have been sitting with them since like the spring or early summer, and they finally figured out how to get out of their own way about it, or they finally worked things through so that they can, be clear and go after it. Perhaps you are finally going to be going after your new desires, your new chapter, your fresh start. And understand that many people are doing that. And understand also that many of us have been stymied this summer and have had that kind of like 1 step forward, 2 steps back energy, and it's felt frustrating. So be kind. People's emotional headspace might be a little like, I think a lot of us will feel very relieved that we're beginning to make progress, but also that frustration will come out and wield its head as well. So just remember, everyone that you talk to is probably going through their own journey, the bulk of which you know nothing about. You only get the tip of the iceberg. And that's always true, but it's especially true now. People have really been trying to advocate for themselves, and it's been a struggle. So be kind. All right. If you would like a card, drop a cat in the chat. I know we have Ondine and Mary Jane. I think I have, the first cat was Ondine. The second cat was Mary Jane. Then we have Kaylee. Kaylee dropped herself into the chat, so I'm going to pull a card for her. But she is a cat. Then we have Judith, then Hidden, and then B. And then Gina. Hey, Gina, how are you? How is everything? Okay, so I just said a lot of names in a row. What I know is that the first two was Ondine and Mary Jane, and I'll come back to everyone else. If you put a cat in there, I got you. Oh, B, I love you. Thank you for asking. Okay, so the answer is Ondine, Mary Jane, Judith, Hidden, B, Gina. That cat's enough, yes. What a lovely question. Does that cat enough? That cat's enough. Gina, if you just tuned in, if you missed it, the card for everyone for the month of August is the 8 of Swords. And the short answer to that is, if you think you're stuck, no, you're not. You just need to calm yourself and tend to your nervous system. You just need to slow down and breathe enough to see that, no, you're not stuck. In fact, you know the way out. In fact, you have everything it takes to move yourself forward in this situation. Things playing tricks with our mind in August, and we just have to slow down enough to see, because often it's our own mind playing tricks with our mind, right? And we just have to slow down and breathe enough to see, oh no, I'm not stuck. Oh my gosh. B, I adore you. Thank you. Okay. That is who is on deck. Ondine, I'm pulling a card for you. Anyone who would like a card, if you're on that list, or if you're not on that list, if you have a question for me that you'd like me to ask around your card, tell me, and I'll make that the question. Otherwise, I'm just going to generally pull you a card for the month ahead. Gina says, absolutely good shit coming, my friend. I believe it, babe. It's time. Ondine, this is your card. Ondine, you have 2 cards. I don't make the rules. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Now, this is an important 2 cards. I feel it's important that the universe gave me 2 cards for you, because the Ace of Cups is the real card. The real truth is that you have this emotional new beginning for you. You get the fresh start. You get the emotional, the exhale. You do get it. However, the 3 of Swords can leave you mired, because the 3 of Swords, again, has us playing tricks on ourselves, right? And the 3 of Swords is about conversations that don't go well, interpersonal situations that feel like, are we even having the same conversation right now? Feels like wanting to communicate but not being understood, or wanting to understand but just getting back gobbledygook, right? It's a communication breakdown. The 3 of Swords is the Mercury retrograde card, in my opinion. And all the feelings you feel about Mercury retrograde, same for 3 of Swords. So understand that it's Mercury retrograde in your head right now, and it's Mercury retrograde in your heart right now. And that was the question that I asked at the beginning of the broadcast. Mercury is out of the microwave, but is your heart out of the microwave? You know, the different things we experience during this time, the different things you've been going through, put you in the microwave a little bit. And as a result, it can be hard to see that actually, yes, your Ace of Cups is upon you. Yes, you can have the fresh start. Yes, you can. And there might be, I would say for sure, some frustration, you know, because it's like, it's one thing to be like, oh, good, finally, fresh start. But also, when we've been frustrated and trying and frustrated and trying and frustrated and trying for like 3 months going, and then the universe is like, okay, good, you can go ahead now. We're like, fucking thank you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in the same headspace as when we first went into it, like, yeah, new thing, shiny, right? And now we're like, now we have to get ourselves back, right? So slow down and breathe and get yourself back, right? Because you are getting the green light from the universe, especially emotionally. Things are shifting in a way that will emotionally feel calmer and saner and feel like you have the ability to be calmer and saner. But you are going to have to like breathe and slow down and get yourself back, right? I don't need you to pretend you're not feeling what you're feeling. I just need you to like slow down enough to be like, okay, all of this frustrating shit happened. It's put me in a certain state. And also, I'm getting my green light. And therefore, you know, that is the vibe for you, Ondine. Okay, Mary Jane is next. On deck, you can see if you're anywhere but Instagram, I have my little on deck thing, courtesy of Miss B, up on the screen. Mary Jane, Judith, Hidden, B, and Gina. If you are tuned in and you'd like a card, say hello, drop a cat in the chat. Oh, I was also going to read a card for Kaylee after Mary Jane, because Kaylee dropped herself into the chat. Kaylee came over at the very beginning of the broadcast and just like flomped onto my chair behind me. You're getting a card, Kaylee. She doesn't care. I'm still going to pull her one. In my broadcast, I do what I want. Okay, I'm just looking to see. And if you have a particular question for your card, you put it in the chat at any time. Mary Jane, judgment. You are the one who knows. You know how to proceed. You know the deal. You know the drill. Use your own judgment. The universe is saying that your discernment is what counts right now. Hey, Zoe, how you doing? Let me know if you want a card. Mary Jane, your voice is needed in this situation. The voice of your own wisdom, right? You could see in judgment, this angel is like literally like blowing a horn, and there's all these little butterflies lifting her up, and it's because she's finally speaking her truth. She's like, here's the deal, here's how it is, your own judgment is needed, here's the deal, here's how it is. You are the one whose truth is needed in this situation. I suspect not just for you. I suspect that by speaking your truth aloud and speaking your judgment aloud, and when I say judgment, I don't mean judginess, right? I don't mean being an asshole. I don't mean like, oh, look at that shirt. I mean like your judgment, your discernment, your wisdom of the situation. Like, hey, this is how I see it. This is what I see things happening. This is what I think needs to occur, right? That your wise judgment, your discernment is what is needed. And by putting it out into the world, understand, first of all, by speaking it out loud to others, you help yourself hear it and internalize it better because you can hear it out loud, get it out of your brain and into the world. And secondly, you will inadvertently help people on their journey. It will cause a click for them. So speak your truth, speak your discernment. Don't be afraid to say how it is. Judith says, I put my question in the Twitch chat. Ooh, look at you double fisting, Judith. I love it. Judith, okay, question for you. Does that mean, I see that your question is in the Twitch chat, but you're also on Facebook. Do you want me to not say your question out loud? Like, did you go to Twitch for privacy or anything like that? Or are you just like, that's where you put your question? Because I always want to be respectful of people's privacy. Okay, so if you just tuned in, the card for everyone is the Eight of Swords for August. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. But you do probably need to slow down and breathe so you can understand you're not stuck, because the situation that you're in, you have everything you need to get yourself, to move yourself through it gracefully and towards what you want. But if you're feeling stuck, probably it's due to emotional reasons that are very real and I won't, shit on you about. So take a moment to breathe and center yourself. The more you breathe and tend to your nervous system and tend to your brain, the more you'll see, I'm not stuck at all. I got this. That's for everyone. Okay, that's just where you put the question. Okay, good. I'm just checking, Okay, so new on deck. Judith, Hidden, B, Gina, Zoe. Hydration checkpoint, everybody. If you have not yet answered me these questions 3, answer me these questions 3. Where are you tuned in from? I'm broadcasting live from Cayleytown Studios, USA. Kaylee's in the next room sulking because, I don't know, she doesn't get as much attention when I'm broadcasting live. She's my cat, by the way. Sometimes I worry that people don't understand Kaylee is a cat. Where are you tuned in from? Question 2, what you sipping on? I'm about to sip on some of this purified water. Question 3, how are you feeling this morning? I want the real answer, not the polite answer. I've moved from like sleepy and a little loopy into like, oh, I'm in my zone a little bit this morning. I'm still kind of a mix of both. How about you? Okay, I'm pulling a card for Kaylee because Kaylee is a cat and she dropped herself into the chat earlier. So here we go. Here's the Kaylee card. Aw, Kaylee's card is the Lovers. Now, Kaylee does not have a lover. So this card is really about making a decision to choose what you are passionate about, making a decision to show up in the way that feels most right for your heart. The Lovers can be literally about love, or it can be about showing up to life and making choices with that passionate understanding behind it. Love-driven choices, you know what I mean? Passion-driven choices that are about what means the world to you, what makes your heart open up, right? Rather than choices made with like this calculated, like, well, this is how I'll game the system, right? Like choices made with your whole heart. Kaylee, make choices with your whole heart. Do not go passionately after biting plastic. Instead, make good, loving choices. She's in the next room napping. She doesn't care. But she's my cat and she gets a card because she put herself in the chat. Okay, on deck we have, hang on, I'm about to show it. On deck we have Judith, then Hidden, then B, then Gina, then Zoe. Zoe is tuned in from the largest pile of dishes I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, what a vibe. I have a medium pile of dishes in my sink because last night was Stir Friday. Feeling groggy, but happy to take it slow today. Good, love that. Love taking it slow. Mary Jane, my very recent judgment is that a studio, darkroom, and printer is now needed. Oh, yes, I love that judgment. Hell yeah. Now to figure out how to make that happen. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. All right, Judith has a question. Judith's question is, I actually have a question this morning regarding the deconstruction of my apartment that is scheduled for the 29th. All right. I don't see any follow-up to that, so I'm just going to like pull. Judith has a mountain of laundry. We are all tuning in from our chores, everybody. Actually, be like me. Get a tarot broadcast. Avoid your chores on Saturday morning. Okay, Judith, here's your card. It's the King of Pentacles. Slow down and take a breath. This is an investment in future stability. I know you have a lot of very earned anxiety about this deconstruction in your apartment building, about the way things have run, about the way things have gone. This is a King of Pentacles moment. This is the second time this week that someone has gotten something, pulled a card about something they're anxious about and gotten the King of Pentacles amongst my people. This is a King of Pentacles moment. Be the King of Pentacles. Be brave by grounding yourself. Look at how the King of Pentacles is literally growing out of this tree. The King of Pentacles can move around. He's a friggin' king, but he's chosen to put himself in this tree. He's chosen, in other words, to give himself that extra stability and support of stillness and grounding. He's chosen to connect himself to the earth. He's chosen to connect himself to what is sacred to him and to connect himself to the earth. Connect yourself to the earth. Ground yourself as often as possible, because actually, when the King of Pentacles shows up, things are moving towards greater stability. This is a move that will temporarily destabilize you, but ultimately will bring greater, not less, stability. Believe it. Believe that you are the King of Pentacles in your life and you have the resources and wisdom to move through this situation, and ground yourself early and often. What does it look like to ground yourself? Ask yourself, what does it look like to plant myself in the stability of the earth, of earth as an element? What does it look like to feel grounded, still, and supported in that way? Because the more you do that, the more you will find your own wisdom and your own calm as you move through this admittedly quite stressful experience. Next on deck, we got Hidden, followed by B, Gina, and Zoe. If anyone has a question, you let me know. The Charcuterie Wives just joined. What a fabulous, first of all, what a wonderful handle. I'm such a charcuterie nerd. I'm not necessarily great at charcuterie, but I'm very enthusiastic about it. Love to see you joining. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone who is tuned in and has been quiet, if you'd like a card, the secret code is to drop a cat in the chat. Put a cat emoji in the chat or write the word meow, and I will pull a card for you. If you have put a cat in the chat and you have a specific question for your card, you let me know. And finally, the card for everyone for the month of August is the Eight of Swords. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. The answer is to breathe and slow down until you understand that you actually do have the resources to get yourself through this situation. And if you're like, no, I don't, breathe and slow down. Breathe and slow down and tend to your nervous system. You're welcome, Jay-Z. Okay. Now we got Hidden. Let's see. Does Hidden have a question? I'm just scrolling up to make sure. I don't see a question from Hidden, so I'm just pulling you a card, my friend. Okay. Zoe is on Instagram and Judith is over on Twitch. And I just want you to know, Zoe, that Judith is over on Twitch saying, Zoe, I'll do your dishes. I'll trade you. If you want to enact a dishes for laundry trade, Judith is offering. B says, I can definitely relate to the breathe and slow down imperative. Yeah, me too. Me too. Where's my on deck thing? Here it is. Okay. Next up, we got Hidden. Hidden, we have the Wheel of Fortune for you. And the other card that kind of wanted to be in my face at this, as I was shuffling, is the Ten of Cups. So, I mean, I would just say straight up, good things coming, right? The Wheel of Fortune is about good things coming. And the Ten of Cups affirms that this is about your real happiness, right? Not just pragmatic good things, but things that really make your heart feel full, make your heart feel centered, make you feel like who you are. Good things coming. And the Wheel of Fortune inherently dictates to us that we won't see it coming, we won't understand. Just as stupid, shitty, bad luck stuff can happen to us and we don't have control over it, wild good luck stuff can happen to us and we don't have control over it, right? Think about the stats on that. Think about the roll of the dice and the fact that you're just as likely to have a run of wild good luck as you are to have a run of wild bad luck. And yet we never focus on the possibility of the run of wild good luck. And we do, when bad luck starts happening, we're like, what's next, right? But when something good starts happening, we're not like, what's next? We're like, nobody move. Don't scare it away, right? You have good luck coming to you. And in particular, there's this sense of growth and blossoming. I'm like both looking at the card myself because I feel like it has, the imagery has something to share with me, but I'm trying to show you. So bear with me because it looks like it's like a lotus flower that's blooming underneath. We have this wonderful blossoming and it's like literally there's a figure in the flower hidden. And I picture you in the flower as though it's comfy blanket couch, literally growing in a way that doesn't require you to give up your safety. You're growing in a way that like as though comfy blanket couch is buoying you up to where you need to be. The flower is growing, is helping take you to where you belong. Love lifts us up where we belong. And it's taking you to this broader perspective because we have this circular stained glass energy with this like Celtic knotwork, and you can see like the top of the flower, like now you can just see over the edge. So it's like you can finally see out the window. And the light filtering in is through this beautiful stained glass. So it's like not only can you see out the window, can you finally see, I can see possibility beyond my small constricting space, but also like the beautiful light filtering in colors your whole perspective and makes you feel hope, even if you weren't feeling hopeful a minute ago. So the universe has got your back. The universe wants to carry you. Let it. So there. I'm not going to lie that this is terrifying in a sense because good luck is scary. I know exactly what you mean, but I'm very hopeful now. Thank you. Let it. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. It makes me think of that movie. Did anyone ever see the movie Bedknobs and Broomsticks? And how they travel to faraway lands on a flying bed by turning the bed knob 3 times and saying some magic words? It's like that. You're traveling where you need to go on a cozy flying bed. Universe has got your back. Okay, next up we got B. B, do you have a particular question? I am sipping my water. Then Gina, then Zoe. Oh, snap. Un snap. Zoe's over here on Instagram saying, oh, Judith, I have 2 baskets of laundry waiting to be folded. Yes, filigree, apogee, effigy, elegy, or something like that. Yes, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. What a great movie. That should be we have all of these like childhood movies that we're trying to rewatch. That should be on the list. Okay, B says no direct question, but looking to see if I'm back on the right path, and if not, a roadmap, please. What a great question. I love that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull, because I think that's such a wonderful question, and it is a 2-parter, I'm giving you 2 cards. So give me a moment here. My broadcast, I do what I want. If I feel it's right. Or if 2 cards throw themselves at me, which sometimes happens, you know. King of Wands and 5 of Cups. And the one more that I was going to pull, because I didn't realize I got 2 at once, was the 9 of Pentacles. Here's the thing. Okay, you can see the path now, right? There's nothing wrong with your vision. You can see the path, and you understand, actually, that some of the path requires looking back into the past to do the 5 of Cups work so that you can have your 9 of Pentacles, okay? So yes, King of Wands, if you're asking if you're on the right track, the King of Wands is a big yes, in my opinion. But understand, like, the King of Wands is like turned away and looking backwards. And right behind the King of Wands was the 5 of Cups. The path is not forwards. The path is inwards, right? And to, you know, like, there's a little bit of time travel involved here. It's looking back at the past from the perspective we have now, right? The second Back to the Future, not the first one where he goes back to the 50s and he sees himself and he has to avoid himself. Wild. You don't have to worry about a time, a timeline collapse or anything like that. But it is time to like look back and do some healing. It is time to look back and let yourself grieve what you need to grieve. You can see the person in this card on the 5 of Cups, which is your marching orders, is very inward focused. She's looking into this fishbowl. And now I'm going to describe it to you because this is a wild imagery, Brittany. She is holding this fishbowl with a goldfish in it. And she's looking at the goldfish, which represents to me like her happiness, her hope. The goldfish isn't in the water. The goldfish is floating in the air above the water. Does this represent hope, right? Or does it represent the goldfish is like, here I am, see me, look at me, right? The goldfish doesn't need to go back in the water eventually, right? But it's like, it's coming right to her. It's coming right up to her so that she can look at the goldfish and be like, okay. And also she can look at the goldfish and be like, go back in the water, you silly goose, right? Which to me indicates some self-care. It makes me think of like your own past self, your Page of Wands self, your Page of Cups self, you know, often represented by a fish, right? And you looking at that younger self and seeing, oh, I still have that within me. Like, yes, you know, I can show up for that part of me. I can grieve the hardships that part of me endured and also go back in the water, silly, right? Like you can do some self-care for that younger part of yourself now. And it leads to the Nine of Pentacles. It leads to the happiness that should have been yours all along. That for whatever reason, right, life did not give you the easy path for that very happy-go-lucky, whimsical, hopeful part of yourself, and now you get to do the parenting of your inner child and the loving perspective that allows you to reclaim that path and show up for yourself where you are. And look, there's a piano. I'm just saying. There's a piano and there's some stained glass, which is similar to the stained glass in Hidden's card, you know, and it just makes me think of, again, that perspective. The light filtering through the stained glass makes us see things. It just makes everything more beautiful and mystical and exciting, you know, so you can have that beautiful perspective again. What a delicious set of cards. Ivy Stalls, hey, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. How are you? If you'd like a card, let me know. Okay, next on deck, we have Gina, then Zoe. If anyone else wants a card, you can have one. Kaylee's here. Kaylee, you missed your card. It's the Lovers. Move forward. Make your choices with love in your heart. Make your choices based on what you're truly passionate about, Kaylee. I know you're passionate about, for example, catching crickets. I have feelings about that. I found half a cricket on the floor yesterday. I was not entertained. Anyway, if you're tuned in and you'd like a card, first of all, if you tuned in, you didn't hear this, our card for everyone for the month of August is the Eight of Swords. My graceful huntress. And if you think you're stuck in August, no, you're not. All you have to do is still yourself and calm yourself. Hi, babe. So that you can see that you have what it takes. You have what you need in you. Yeah? Come on up, baby. Kaylee has joined. Kaylee has entered the chat. I'm about to pull a card for you, Gina. Gina has an absolutely beautiful question. Come here, Kaylee. Come here. You're so annoying. I love you so much. Put your feet down. Thank you. Okay. Gina has an absolutely beautiful question. Oh my God, wait. Gina has a beautiful statement. We need a charcuterie making hang. It sounds expensive and full of a lot of sweaty meats, but I'm about it. Gina, you're delightful. We definitely need a charcuterie making hang. Yes, we do. Come over, because I do Bake Brie Tuesdays in this household. Not every Tuesday, but some Tuesdays, and it doesn't have to be a Tuesday. It's a misnomer. We will have a charcuterie day. Heck yes. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I was scrolling up to see Gina's question, and I saw the charcuterie suggestion. Okay, the question is it time to shine, and how? Again, two-part question, so I give you two cards. Kaylee is overseeing, as she does. Zoe, you're on deck, so if there's a question in your heart and you haven't said it, put it in the chat. Let me know. Hi, Kaylee. I know, you're helping. I know, you're helping. I know. You want to pick the cards, baby? Ace of Swords. You will know when it is time to shine. And to me, the Ace of Swords is a yes. If you're asking a yes or no question, a big positive sword like the Ace of Swords or earlier the King of Pentacles or King of Wands is a yes. You know, the answer is yes, but more specifically, the answer is in you. Like, you already know. You know, you already hear the call. You already know. And further, and how? The second part of the question was how, right? And the answer is Two of Pentacles. This is a really clear directive. You're not going to get, you know, like the universe isn't going to come down and be like, oh, the stress is removed from your life. Now go free and shine, right? That's a lovely idea, but it's like, no, but the universe is like, no, you can handle it though. You can balance it. You can do the things. You can keep the balls in the air that you need to do while at the same time keeping your eye on the thing that lights you up, keeping your eye on the prize. Look at this juggler and how he is holding up these two pentacles. They're in the air. It's beautiful. There's a dance happening. So he's making it look very effortless while doing a lot of things, right? There's even like this cute little monkey on the edge of the pedestal with him who's just chilling. And he's like making room with his foot in his dance to highlight the monkey. And at the same time, his attention is not looking at any of the things he's doing. His attention is on the bigger vision. He's looking up. He is seeing the vision that's not right in front of him, but like in his mind's eye. And so it's like, you already know the things to do, you already know the things to balance. Don't do extra, right? Don't do extra things that are not on the menu right now because you have enough, right? He's got these two balls in the air, he's got this monkey to manage. Relatable, I understand. I'm over here with Kaylee in my lap, and he's having to hold his vision while managing different things. So don't assign yourself extra tasks at this time, right? Make sure that what you're managing is really what you need to be managing, and keep your eye on the prize. Keep your mind's eye on the vision before you, and you will make the progress, and to be really clear, like, he's autopiloting some of this, right? He's not looking at the two balls he's holding in the air. He's looking at the bigger vision, right? And so I'm going to give you permission to do some things in your life half-assed. If half-assed is good enough, let yourself do it half-assed. If autopilot is good enough, let yourself do it autopilot, so you pour your whole energy into the vision, right? Because we all have a certain amount of decision-making energy, of willpower, right? And when that decision-making energy and willpower is scattered and just getting through the day, it's difficult to gather it and point it towards a destination. And so I am giving you permission from the universe to half-ass the things that you can half-ass and be fine, right? When we're multitasking, we're half-assing at least one task, right? Go ahead, and put your best energy towards the big vision, And if there's things that the universe is like, well, you still got to deal with this, you're like, okay, how much energy does this require? How much willpower or decision making does this require? Give it exactly that much and save the bulk of it for your big dream, for your big vision. Okay? Keep the focus. Where did my cards go? Here they went. Kaylee's chilled. Okay, there's a card that's left. There's two cards that's left. I'm going to just read them to everybody because I picked up my cards and there's these two cards that's left. Here's what we're not seeing. I'm calling them shadow cards. What we're not seeing is the Three of Pentacles. There's more help, and the Two of Wands, that we ourselves have the resources. These are very important cards for us to see because of what we've been through. Mercury just got out of the microwave, and also it's more than just Mercury retrograde, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. It's been a whack couple of years, right? Because of what we've been through, it's hard for us to see, oh, there is practical help and it's reliable. And it's also hard for us to see, oh, I have the resources within me, right? The Two of Wands is about gathering yourself before you make a leap and understanding, I'm going to use my resources to do this. Yes, I have what it takes. Often we're questioning ourselves when the Two of Wands comes up. It's a pause. It's a pause for us to gather ourselves and say, am I ready? Right? And the answer is always yes. Yes, we're ready. But realizing we're ready makes so much difference when we take that first step, right? We're not seeing that we're ready, and we're not seeing that there's help available to us. That's where the blind spot is. And remember, we have the Eight of Swords this month, all of us. If you think you're stuck, no, you're not. Possibly what you're missing is that you're not noticing the practical help that is available to you, and you're not noticing just how resourced you have become. Okay, no specific question for Zoe. Pulling a card for Zoe. If anyone else wants a card, Zoe's my last on deck. If anyone wants a card and I haven't seen it or you haven't said it, put it in the chat. Put a cat in the chat. Kaylee, you're the cat in the chat, and you can either be good or you can go away. What is your choice? Choose wisely. Hi, baby. All right, I'm pulling a card for Zoe, then I'm going to pull a card for myself. Here we go. Zoe, also Two of Pentacles for you. Everything I just said for Gina. You have plenty going on. You have plenty to balance, and you're more than capable of balancing it and moving forward and holding the vision. It's about the higher vision. And it's very important that you consider what is and isn't a part of your act right now, right? Consider this guy juggling. He's a juggler, right? What's in his act? It's more than meets the eye. He's juggling these two pentacles. He's also got this monkey, which looks like he's about to do something. And the monkey doesn't require a lot of energy on his part, right? The monkey's like an add-on. The monkey's already trained and going to do whatever he's due. You could notice he's just making room, right? So he's making room for a relationship that he's cultivated that brings him help. And he's got these two pentacles in the air, and yet his mind, his focus, his attention is on something bigger, something greater, right? And so it's like, understand that when I say what's in your act, you know what I mean? Like what takes the forefront right now for you of your attention and of what you present to the world and of what you present importantly to yourself, right? You know, those two pentacles probably are things that matter. You know, they're non-negotiable, they're a part of it. The monkey is here to help you execute something cooler than you could do by yourself, right? So you have this additional help, additional zazz in the form of help that can help you. And yet your attention is still on the greater thing. The real question, what is your heart, right? What direction is your heart sending you? What is the real act, right? What's going to happen? You know, right now he's like, whatever, he's juggling his pentacles. The monkey's going to do a thing. There's a little bit of a dance happening, but he's waiting for the big moment. He knows it's coming. The audience doesn't know it's coming. What's your big thing? What's your big reveal? What's the thing on your heart in the biggest way that you are pouring the majority of your energy and your focus into? Everyone else doesn't have to see it. Only you have to see it. Only you have to see the thing that matters most. And even as you're doing the different things, your heart and your energy and your willpower is focused on the big thing. Star Traveler Muse. First time here, may I have a card? Absolutely, you may. Yes, this is wonderful timing because I've got 8 minutes left in the broadcast. I've just gotten through my list. I'm going to pull a card for me, but I'm going to pull a card for you first. Star Traveler Muse, thank you for the cat, by the way. I love your handle, your YouTube handle. And I'm going to pull a card for you. Do you have a particular question while I shuffle? I'm going to let you tell me if you have a question or if you just want a general card while I do a hydration checkpoint. I've been a very good bean. I will be finishing my water by the end of the broadcast. You're very welcome. I'm beginning to shuffle for you. And my intention is if a question comes in while I'm shuffling, that's what it's for. So I'm connecting to your vibe and letting you send the question into these cards. I want you to know while I'm connecting, I don't do this all the time on the Witchy Weather Report because I'm trying to get things done quickly. Because, you know, sometimes there's a lot of people. I want to get to everyone. While I'm connecting, I see both a door and it looks like a window, but it's not a window. It's like a poster. It represents something. And it's like your focus is moving from the door, which would seem like the obvious path out or forward, towards the poster. It's like there's a higher ideal that you're focused on, like as though you've put that poster up on a wall to remind yourself of a higher ideal. Here's your card. And your focus is shifting from the door, what's readily apparent, what seems to be on the menu, into the higher purpose that you've put there on purpose to remind yourself of what really you're excited about. 4 cards flopped out. The big one is the 10 of Wands. Wondering if I will find a job soon or work on my own business. The 10 of Wands is a clear directive that you should still keep trying to do both right now. And I know that's a lot, right? The 10 of Wands is like you're carrying a lot, but it's worth it. And so to me, in my practical translation of that, as someone who has their own business and used to have a day job, my practical translation on that is your business is worth continuing to work on, but being supported by a job right now is going to make a big difference in allowing you to work on it right. So, you know, even though it is hard to you know, put both energy, do the thing. Now, you're followed by a lot of really good cards. You're followed by the 6 of Cups, which suggests perhaps this has been a dream that's been with you for a long time. Perhaps also you have some stuff around family and nostalgia and whether you're allowed to have help and whether you're allowed to go after this particular dream or whether it alienates you from other people or whether it brings you more close. Something about this dream has to do with that energy for you, about your family and your past and your history with family. And when I say family, I mean chosen family as well, right? Childhood is in there, inner child stuff. We have the 9 of Wands. which is a big, especially in this deck, it's a go for it card. But understand with the Nine of Wands, it's like things have been building for a while, and it's go for it when you have already been depleted. I can tell there's some burnout here with the 9 and 10 of Wands occurring, right? So it's like you have what it takes. You are probably feeling burnt out. That doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just a reality check on your situation. Like, yeah, you're feeling burnt out. So take care of yourself to the best of your ability, but still keep moving forward. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And finally, we have the Four of Wands, which is really this wonderful milestone energy here. You get to have the milestone you're seeking, whatever it is, whether it's like first day of new job or, you know, first day of something important for your business or like an unveiling or just something, you know, like a milestone, like a birthday or anniversary that makes you reflect on the past and reflect on the future. You're moving towards something that's worthwhile. You're moving towards a pause where you will look back and be very grateful for all the work you did to get you here. I see the burnout. I see it. And the universe is saying, keep going. It's worth it. So for what that's worth. Now, does that mean you have to make yourself crazy? Absolutely not, right? Because the universe isn't saying do so many things that you can't breathe and you lose the plot, right? The universe is saying keep going, it's worth it. So manage your burnout to the best of your ability. Work smarter, not harder. Be real with yourself about what's a priority and what's not a priority. When I'm burnt out, it's time to start saying no to things. It's time to be like, here's the priority list. Perhaps it's still a bigger list than I'd like, but if it's not on the list, it's not making the cut. I'm sorry, that'll have to be dealt with in another season or by another person, right? So tend to yourself so that you can stay the course, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. That brings us to a close of the Witchy Weather Report. Oh, I meant to make this public service announcement much earlier. If you'd like an August tarot report, now is the time. It's July 25th. At the end of the month, I'm pulling tarot reports for the month ahead for my regular monthly clients, as well as anyone who wants to do a one-off tarot report. So I have several of these ahead of me in the coming days. If you have already signed up or if you're subscribed to get a monthly tarot report from me, you will get it on or before the 1st. And if you want that, if you want an August tarot report, visit tinyurl.com. I'm typing it in the chat. tinyurl.com/your tarot month. Margaret, you're here. Of course, I'll pull a card for you. If you want a tarot report for August that's more in-depth, I just pulled a card for everybody. If you would like a report that takes you week by week through the energy of the month for you and also gives you advice, I give two kinds of advice in my cards because I think it's useful. I give you a, yes, this is the energy, show up this way, and no, this is not the energy, avoid this pitfall. So I give you a yes and a no advice, you know, green light, red light, as well as like just like the energy of like what you cannot see. So it's a much more in-depth report that lets you move through the month in confidence. I do it for myself every month, and I like record it so that I can listen back to it and make my good choices. You know what I mean? So if you'd like that, you can get a discount if you subscribe and save. But if you just want to try it once and see if you like it, tinyurl.com/your tarot month. You can sign up either way. You can do the subscribe and save, or you can do just for August. And if you're on Instagram, just click the link in my bio and you'll see it. Okay, we got Margaret. Katie, let me know if you want a card. We might run a little past 12 today, but it's okay. I have time. So I'm getting you. And I'm still going to pull a card for myself. But I'll go last. Yeah. Star Traveling Muse says, I just don't want a job that I don't like. Here's my advice to you. This is not my advice as a tarot reader. This is my advice as someone who quit their day job. This is my advice as someone who is full-time self-employed, and I have been since 2018, which means I got through 2020. So my advice is don't focus a whole lot on making the job perfect. If you know it's not your end goal, if your end goal is your business, and this is only true if that's the case. If the case is like, I know the real dream is this entrepreneurial thing, then focus on a job that will work for you and support you in that, right? It doesn't have to be the dream job if you know the dream job is really your business, but focus on a job that will let you put only a certain amount of energy into it and still succeed and thrive, right? A high pressure job is not the answer when you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to create a future in a different way for yourself. Instead, focus on like, is it an environment that feels good to go into? Are the people I'll be working with feel, does that feel good? Does that feel like a fun and connected, environment rather than stressful and competitive? And is it something that I can leave at home when I clock out? Or, that I can leave at work when I clock out, right? So that I can still have enough of my energy to work on what I really want to work on. I don't want you to have a job you don't like either. If the big picture is I'm working towards this entrepreneurial thing, you know, then you don't then only just what do you need from a job, right? What should it do for you? And for me, it needs to not take up so much of my energy that I come home at the end of the day, I'm too tired to work on my real dream, right? And it needs to feel emotionally okay. Like it needs to feel like I'm not like fighting against the tides, and like I have people I can connect with at work. You know what I mean? And it needs to not feel shitty, basically. You know what I mean? And so like those were my personal, like, you'll know what you need a job to do for you. And of course the practical of like, what is it? Is it benefits? Is it money? Like, what is it that needs to happen? Is it flexible hours? Like, what are those basic practical things that need to work for you so that this job can serve you? Because that's what jobs are supposed to do. They're supposed to serve you. They're supposed to be a means to an end in serving your life. Okay, Margaret coming up. Margaret, your card is already flopping out and I'm pulling it for you. Um, and I know you said something specific. Still speaking my truth, questioning my meds. Please, may I have a card? Margaret, the card I got is the Four of Swords. And in shadow, I see the Eight of Cups. So this is important. The Four of Swords says that defer making a decision right now until you've had rest, because you need to make this decision as your rested self, right? You need to make this decision as yourself when you're fully resourced, not yourself when you're like stressed and scrabbling. You know what I mean? So identify what it is you need to feel rested and do that for a little while, until you feel calmer. And by the way, Margaret, it's so good to see you, by the way. I haven't seen you tuned in lately. It's so good to see you. How are you? How is everything? Um, if you didn't catch it, our card for the month of August is the Eight of Swords. And the short explanation of the Eight of Swords is, if you feel stuck, know you're not stuck. You need to center yourself and breathe and find your place of calm so you can understand that you're not stuck. So that you can understand, oh, I do have all the resources, but you won't see it unless you calm yourself first. And here, especially with the Four of Swords, this is a doubling down of that, right? It's like, you need to rest, full stop. You need to give yourself the type of rest and respite that you need so that you can see the world clearly instead of through a lens of stress. And being able to, and giving yourself that will make every decision easy. You'll, when you've had enough rest, you'll be like, oh, this is what I need to do. And it'll just be simple, right? And we see the Eight of Cups in shadow. So it does seem like there's something that's not working that you need to like walk away from, leaving the dust, leaving the past. But I almost don't want to tell you that, because the part of you that needs to make that decision is the part of you that is well rested and calm, not the part of you that's stressed. Like, what is it? What is it? What's the thing I need to leave behind, right? Like, it needs to not be approached from a place of stress. It needs to be approached from a place of well restedness. So that's what the cards have to say. Been cutting back. I hope that's a good thing. It sounds like maybe it's needed, and I just want to remind you to like keep the focus on the things that nurture and nourish you, because you deserve that. I'm pulling a card for me. It's flopping out. And I have in shadow, I have strength. Fine. Strength usually shows up when you need to be strong about something. Although in shadow, it may be that I don't see the strength. Let's look at the actual card. Here's what came out. It's the Four of Cups. Four of Cups. My short answer for the Four of Cups. I'm reading for myself and I'm trying to do it very quickly so that my own brain doesn't get in the way. The Four of Cups tells you not to settle for less than a life that feels like the life you truly, truly, truly want to live. And I see this figure wearing this beautiful Victorian hat and dress and looking off into the distance. And above this figure, we have these like fairies floating in the sky, and it's like whimsical stuff, and she has her back turned towards it, and it makes me think of like, I'm telling myself this story about like a movie where there's like this Victorian woman who is like caged by her life and can't make her own decisions, and she's turning her back on her whimsy, turning her back on her joy. And it's like the universe is just telling me, don't be that person, right? The Four of Cups is always like, yeah, you can have the joyful life, right? So don't get yourself locked in to the idea of like, oh, I guess this is what I have to do, right? Oh, I guess I have to settle in this way. I guess this is what's realistic. Instead, be strong enough. Strength is in shadow, and strength here is a mix of fierceness and stillness, which one is needed at which time, to go after the life you really, really, really want, because it is there for you. That's my reading as I interpret it. I have a sense in my work life that I know that there's a pull around work and money for me to settle for like, well, this is what's probably going to work. I can't dream bigger than that. So I'm going to reflect on that and think about that. Yeah. All right, we are closing up the broadcast. Hello, Ravens are good. What a wonderful Twitch handle. I love it. Hello and good day. Hello from Norway over the sea. Hello from Norway over the sea. Hello from Long Island over the sea. How are you? If you want a card, tell me quick. You'll be the last card. Because I'm about to finish off this broadcast, but if you pop up and left a comment, I want to give you a card if you want one. In fact, I might have one that just came up for you. You tell me if you want it or not. I don't like to, if you say no, you don't have to have it. I don't like to be the person who's like, I have a card, the universe is saying blah, blah, blah. I don't unsolicited reads for someone, but if you have a card, pick NR12. Card NR12. What's NR12? What does that mean? Card NR12. Anyway, card number 12. That's okay. You know what? I had some cards come out. I don't know if they're number 12 or not. Wait. No, I'm wrong. I'm like, do these add up to 12? No, they add up to 13. Okay. I'm putting these into the deck. I'm picking card number 12 for you. I am obeying your wishes. I'm doing a shuffle first, and then I will count to 12 and give you your card. I love that that's what you asked for. I love it. I love it. I love it. Do you have a question in particular, or you just want me to pull a card and interpret it for you? Okay, one more shuffle, then we're doing it. No question. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there's so many ways to ask for a tarot card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 of Swords. You're new to tarot? I am not. I've been reading the cards since I was a teenager. I am now 41. You can do the math. I don't want to do the math. So I got you. We got this together. You love the old tarot cards. I love that. This is a Shadowscapes. This is a medium to new deck in the perspective of things. So the 7 of Swords, what are you hiding from others and possibly yourself as well? Like, the real question with the 7 of Swords is like, where is the truth not coming out, and where are you afraid to reveal the truth? Is there a part of you that feels you have to wear a mask? Is there a part of you that feels like if you come out and come forward about something, that you're not sure either how to do that, or you're worried that it will impact you negatively? Because there's this sense of embracing your truth. Like, we see the swan embracing this sort of truth up here, but like, you're down here going, I'm in my mask and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. And so the question is, what needs to be said? Is there an area in life where you have to like come out and be truthful to yourself? Is there something that's hidden that you have to admit to yourself? That's my question. I am very lucky 7. I am very forward when I speak. I love that. So I'd say look within and ask yourself, is there something you need to admit to yourself, or is there something where you're not getting, the full information and you're doing your best to work with partial information? Now, I will say that's the reality of life as human beings. We never have all the information. We want to think we do, but we never do. We never have all the information in our relationships. We have to, at some point, extend a certain amount of trust. We never have all the information about what's going to happen in the future, because no matter how much we plan, chaos can always happen, for good or for ill, right? So we have to move forward without it. But there's this sense for you of like, what are you not showing to yourself? That's the energy I keep getting. And it's as though the perspective I see is that you're like working on something, like heads down working on something, and you're like, this is the way. And it's actually like, no, if you just let yourself come clean about what it is that you really want, or what it is that you really feel, that you'd move forward much more quickly. Harder to get info from my family. That's fair, you know? And you're the one who really needs to make your, like, to the information of what's in your heart to make your changes and your choices. You know what I mean? You have strong energy. You're a lonely wolf also, right? And that's like, I hear a lot of self-identity in those statements, which I make a lot of statements like that as well. It's really good to know yourself, right? But I do know sometimes I am very stubborn. That's interesting. We hang on to our identities, right? We're like, I'm a lonely wolf, so maybe we don't see the opportunity when someone wants to help us. I have strong energy, so maybe we don't understand that it's okay to be vulnerable, right? And I'm not like, I'm not projecting onto you. If this doesn't resonate, it's not right. You know what I mean? I'm just like, there's something you need to reveal to yourself. And I recommend taking a little bit of time paying attention to your subconscious. The great ways to pay attention to your subconscious is pay attention to your dreams. If you remember your dreams, get more sleep if you don't remember your dreams, and focus on trying to think about them before you even get out of bed in the morning, so that you can, more will come back the more you do that. And also just pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth when you're not thinking about it. If you're giving advice to others, if you find yourself giving advice to others, pay attention to that advice, because it may be the advice you need or want for yourself. You're also a druid in real life. Okay, so you have your own methods for sure then of your spirituality and your shadow work. So turn inwards, you know what I mean? That's very much the energy here, because there's something where if you just let yourself admit it to yourself, if you let yourself feel the truth from within, it will make everything simpler. Always helped other than myself. Yeah, I see. It's as though you're putting yourself on a lower step than you need to be. That's the way I interpret this card. And that's not how every Seven of Swords should ever be interpreted. That's my intuition along with the meaning of the card, right? It's like, it's as though you are working at a level that doesn't become you, where you can actually be a little bigger, be a little more direct. And there's something that you haven't shown to yourself fully that's making it hard for you to see that. Wow. Worked with mental health for kids and teens for almost 30 years. That's so wonderful. Thank you for doing that. That's so needed. 7 swords for me, 7 doors, and 7 keys. Yeah, and I'm curious to know, if that's your feeling, which is the one you really, truly want to open, right? Because we can only open one door at a time. We can only deal with and address what's behind one door at a time. What do you truly want to open versus what are you like, okay, but that's a safe bet. You know what I mean? I'm just curious about that, you know? Maybe time for a little visualization and see what happens there. And the other thing I always ask myself, I ask myself this before I read for myself, or before I, do some spiritual work on a topic that's near and dear to my heart. These 3 questions are very good for self-inquiry. Question number 1, what am I expecting to see, or what am I expecting to happen? Question number 2, what am I afraid to see, or what am I afraid will happen? And question number 3, what do I hope to see, or what do I hope will happen? And it's just those 3 questions. I give this to all of you. If you're trying to make a decision, if you're consulting the cards, whatever. These are 3 really good questions to just get yourself grounded in understanding your own shit, right? Because it's not supposed to be the answer. It's supposed to give you the grain of salt of like, oh, this is where my head's at about this, right? If I'm like, well, I'm expecting this, but I'm afraid of this, and I hope for this, it gives me an idea of the landscape of where I might trick myself, right? So it's like a grain of salt. So then I can, with a clear head, know that's how I feel about different things, and pull a card and like allow that, and allow what's really on the card to come through instead of my shit. I curse on this broadcast. Hope that's okay with y'all. Hard questions, but good. Yeah, right. Those are the questions I think to ask ourselves at any given moment. Yeah. All right, my friends. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in at the last minute. I'd love to see you again. I do this every month. Usually the last Saturday or Sunday, I make an announcement on like Facebook and Instagram about where I will be. I'll make a post about it that week so you know when, but it's usually the last weekend of the month at 11 a.m. Eastern time for an hour. It's been wonderful reading for all of you. If anyone wants an August tarot report, I'm going to put the link in there one more time, tinyurl.com/your tarot month. And if you want Eastern time, 6 hours from, yeah, right, you're in Norway, right? So for you, it's 5 o'clock, or now it's more like 6, right? So the broadcast started at 5 and now it's a little after 6, right? 6:16, yeah. If you like this vibe and you would like this vibe with me every week, less about pulling cards and more about like connecting with ourselves, doing meditations, doing visualizations, showing up for what the moon is doing and showing up for our own magic and showing up like by turning within. If you would like to do this weekly with me, I have a club called the Monday Moon Magic and Meditation Club. And every Monday at 11 a.m., we get together and I lead us in a guided visualization. I encourage you to work with the moon and like talk about what the moon is doing right now and what we can do to enhance our own lives to harness that energy. And we really support each other and have a wonderful time. So if you're into that, it's $11.11 a month, $11.11 a month. I'm putting the URL there too. tinyurl.com Monday Moon. If that's something that you are interested in, you can be a bigger part of what I am doing. And I'd love to have you in my community. Some of you already are. You're all wonderful. Have a wonderful week. Remember, if you think you're stuck, no, you're not. Just breathe and get centered, and you will find that you have what it takes to get through this time. Farewell, farewell, my loves.